Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, I'm going to talk about the idea of cross product. And here we have vector A with three components, A1, A2, and 3, and vector B, B1, B2, and B3. So the cross product of A and B is given by this formula. So you can find the answer to the cross product by applying this formula. So notice that this is A2B3 time minus A3B2. So this is for the first component, and this is for the second component, and this is for the third component. So because of that, I hope you can see clearly that the result above is a vector. So again, this is the first component of vector of this cross product vector. This is the second component, and this is the third component. And for that reason, the cross product is sometimes called the vector product. Now, vector A and B, so vector product of A and B here is perpendicular to both vectors A and B. What's the meaning of perpendicular? It means that the angle is 90 degrees to both vectors, which is both vector A and B. Now, the formula here is only defined for three-dimensional vectors, and you will see later on that this idea here, the formula obtained here, is based on finding the determinant. Okay, so it is based on the idea of determinant. Okay, so what is the determinant? Okay, so let's say you have this matrix of 2 by 2. You can find the determinant of this by taking A times D minus B times C. So for example here, you have this matrix 2 by 2. So the determinant of this matrix is going to be 2 times 4 is 8 minus you cross multiply the numbers here, so that will be negative 6. So this is equal to 14. Okay, next, if you have a 3 by 3 matrix, okay, so this is a 3 by 3 matrix and you want to find the determinant of order 3. So what you can do is first you can consider A1. So A1, so when you consider A1 here, so you can think of it as crossing these two lines, and you just focus on finding the determinant of B2, B3, C2, and C3. So that's what you have over here. So you have A1, so this is A1, and then you cross these two lines here, so you are left with this component, and this is the component that you will consider in this. Okay, so B2, B3, C2, C3. So this is what you have over here. Next, if you consider A2, the sign here is going to be negative. So this is the sign. This is what you need to be careful. So the sign here is negative. And if you cross out this the line with respect to A2, then you are left with B1, B3, C1, C3. So that's what you have over here, B1, B3, C1, and C3. Okay. So next, if you cross A3, so you consider A3 here. So this is A3, and then you cross the line with respect to A3. So this is the line that you have to cross out. Now you are left with B1, B2, C1, C2. So there you go, you have B1, B2, and C1, C2. And once you have reached this stage, you can find the determinant of order 2 using this same formula given here. So for this one, you can use the formula as above. Similarly, for this one, you can just resort to the same formula given above. So now let us consider a very simple example here where you want to find the determinant of this 3 by 3 matrix. So we can start off by thinking of 1. You take up 1, so 1, and then you can think about crossing this line with respect to 1 that has something to do with 1 here. So you are left with 0, 1 and 4, 2. Next, for the second component is minus, don't forget minus, and you take 2, so you consider 2. So you will cross out the lines that have something to do with number 2 here, so you will be left with number 3, 1, -5 and 2. Next, plus, so we consider this one, this is -1, so -1, and then cross out this, so you'll be left with 3, 0, -5 and 4. So next you will have 1, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 4 times 1 is 4, minus 2, 2 times 3 is 6, minus this one is -5, so minus negative is +5, minus 1, okay, this one is 12, this one is 0. So next it will be -4, so I'm just simplifying the process here. So -2 times 11 is -22 minus 12. Okay, so this will be equal to 26. So -2, -4, -22 is 26. 36, 38, so -30, 38. Okay. Alright, now based on the idea of determinant which you have seen here, I'm going to illustrate to you how this formula here is obtained. So this formula here looks a bit difficult to remember because people can get easily confused with A2 and B3. This one is A3 multiplied with B1 and so on. So in order to process this cross product, in order to find the answer to the cross product, I think it's important that we go on and focus on how the formula comes about. Okay, so the above formula here is obtained by considering the idea of determinant of order 3. So we can write down I, J and K. So A1, A2, A3 is the components of the first vector, vector A. B1, B2, B3 is the components of this vector. Okay, so now according to finding determinant of order 3, so first we can start off by considering vector I. So this is vector I, and then we cross out the line that corresponds to vector I, so you'll be left with A2, A3, B2 and B3. Next, negative, don't forget negative. Then you consider vector J. So vector J, so we will cross out things or the lines that have to do with vector J, so you will be left with A1, A3, B1, B3. Next you have vector K. So vector K is this one, so you cross these two lines here, so you'll be left with A1, A2 and B1, B2. Okay, so next what we can do is we can simplify the look of it by continue to multiply, cross multiply this guy, so you will have A2 B3 minus A3 B2. Yep. And then minus vector J, A1 B3 minus A3 B1 plus vector K, A1 B2 minus A2 B1. Okay, so now you can express it in terms of this is in terms of standard basis vector. So this is actually again maybe perhaps use this here. So this is equal to, this is the same thing as having a2 b3 minus a3 b2 vector I. So for this one, since this is negative, so what we can do is we can say this is equal to negative here will become negative, and this one will become positive. So we'll consider this first. So it will be a3 b1 minus a1 b3 vector j plus a1 b2 minus a2 b1 vector k. So and you know that instead of writing in the standard basis of I, J and K, you can write in terms of this notation, which is the first component is a2 b3 minus a3 b2, which is this one, a2 b3 minus a3 b2. Next, the second component is a3 b1 minus a1 b3, so a3 b1 minus a1 b3. And next, the third component here is a1 b2 minus a2 b1. So that's the idea. Okay, right, I think I'll just stop here and we will continue with more examples related to cross product in the next video. So thank you very much for watching.